How safe is vaping in the United States? There are states which is banning it after an apparent rise in lung injuries and even deaths. Dominic has more on that.
Yes, the official position of health authorities here has been that e-cigarettes, electronic cigarettes, are safer than conventional cigarettes and can help some people quit smoking. In the United States, though, some states have banned them altogether. Walmart is going to stop selling them, and the Food and Drug Administration there, the health authority there, is going to ban all flavoured vaping kits. John Newton is Director of Health Improvement at Public Health England. Mr. Newton, thanks for coming on the programme. What's the current advice on e-cigarettes, on vaping?
Well, good morning. We've never said that vaping is without risk, but it's much less harmful than smoking tobacco. So the advice remains, if you are a smoker, then it's definitely in your interest to switch completely to using a vaping product. The cases in the States are still being investigated, but they do look to be related to use of illicit or homemade vaping liquids. Whereas in the UK...
Wait, just to explain the difference, these would have much higher concentrations of some potentially harmful chemicals in them than the ordinary ones that you might buy here.
Well, in the UK, all vaping products, including liquids, are tightly regulated. So the advice is to only use a UK-regulated vaping liquid. So the cases in the States seem to be related to addition of cannabinoids or other products that simply aren't present at all in UK-regulated
Wouldn't it be
liquids.
slightly fanciful to think that people don't buy unregulated vaping liquids here?
Well, there is no evidence of that. We have very good surveillance systems. All these products are regulated and monitored by the medicines regulator, the same people who regulate all our pharmaceutical products. And we've been in touch with them recently. Obviously, there's a lot of interest. There's no sign of the same problem in the UK. So we don't think people are using these illicit products in the UK to the same extent.
What's happening in the United States isn't only about illicit liquids or stronger than regulated liquids. It's also led to, for example, Walmart banning all electronic cigarettes, and the Food and Drug Administration, banning flavoured cigarettes. And a lot of it is to do with the marketing of these things to young people.
Indeed. So the reaction is not completely aligned with the science about the cases, which is understandable when you have a high-profile event like this. But again, in this country, the advertising is tightly regulated. So since 2016, it's been illegal to advertise e-cigarettes in most media. And it's also, we have limits on the amount of nicotine. So we have a 20 milligram per mil limit, whereas the commonly used Juul in the States is 50 milligrams per mil.
Much stronger.
Much stronger, much more addictive.
Is there evidence, this came about in America because there were reports of young people turning up at hospitals with lung problems, and it's actually become enough for it to be reported by the public health authorities in America. Is there any sign of anything similar happening here in the UK?
No, there isn't, and we've been in touch, and obviously heightened interest in this. We've asked the regulator again, and we will continue to review this, and we are very concerned about it, but there is no sign of the same thing happening in this country.
Is there any figures yet on how prevalent e-cigarettes are becoming in relation to conventional tobacco? How popular is it becoming?
Yes, we have very good data. So there are 3.6 million users of e-cigarettes at the moment. What's encouraging is...
How many ordinary smokers?
There are just over 7 million. This is in Great Britain.
So it's taken about half the market. Well, it's half the size, I should say.
It is. But what's encouraging is that of the vapors, the proportion of those who are ex-smokers, in other words, they've smoked, they've used an e-cigarette, and then they've stopped using cigarettes completely, is going up. So
that seems to bear out the idea that it could be a way for some people to quit smoking.
Absolutely. So so e-cigarettes are a route out of smoking.
Thank you very much. John Newton, Director of Health Improvement at Public Health England.